Welcome back, friends, and gather round for episode 72 of Simply Walking into Mordor. As always, my name is Nauglir, and a very special welcome to you if this is your first time watching with us. Well, guys, we are here in Dunedain. We have returned to the most beautiful area of Lord of the Rings Online, Evendim, for the epic quests. We're up to book 10 now, but before we get into that, I just have one thing to do. I was true to my word in between the two episodes. I went and got on my jeweler and made us some hope tokens. So these might be a new item to some people. They're very important to have on you at max level. We're going to chuck them just here. And these, yeah, they're really, really handy. So what these will do, I'll just put them up here. What these will do is they'll give us 5 hope if we use them, and it'll also give them to the Fellowship within 20 meters. And it'll last for 30 minutes, which is a great amount of time since our episodes are 30 minutes. Now, what we will use them for is if we encounter a bunch of dread, we will pop on this hope, and it will, allay the effects of the dread, and therefore we will not have to deal with it as much, or at all, in fact, in some cases. Other than that, before we get into the episode, I am still using the new audio system. I'm recording a couple of episodes in a row, so keep your feedback coming with that. I want to know what you think is better, and depending on which one you guys say is better, I will continue to use that one. Alright, let's speak to Calenglad and get back into these epic quests. Book 10, Chapter 1, we've got Book 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 6 more books to go. So we should get straight into it. Let's do it.
How can I be of service?
There can be no greater insult than this, Nauglir. For Angmar's foul regent to walk the stones that Elendil walked of old is an outrage for which there can be no forgiveness. Amarthiel's minions may hold Annuminas for now, but the Dunedain will not rest until she and all her servants are swept from its courtyards, and the very flagstones wiped clean of their taint. While you were away, a visitor came to Dunedain. His name is Léodan, and he is an elf of great reputation. My friend Golidir spoke very highly of him in our youth, though I had not met him before now. He has been given the use of the mustering room in the keep here on Dunedain, and says he has information about Amarthiel that will be of use to us. He asked for you personally, Nauglir. Hear what he has to say, and I pray you will return to me with some secret lore of the elves that may aid us in this battle. Turn right as you enter the keep, and you will find Léodan's room atop the stairs. Alright, so into the keep of Dunedain we go. To speak to Léodan, who has travelled down here, which is very helpful, because riding back and forth between Gathforthnier and Dunedain is a bit of a trek. So off we go to the keep, which is just over here. But before we go to the keep, we're going to the keep, but we're just going to speak to Kelegdes, who should have not. Oh, maybe she doesn't. Maybe there isn't a return to Dunedain. Maybe I'm wrong. There is a horse, but I thought there would be a return, but apparently there isn't. Never mind. We might have to put a map home here. We have one that we're not using right now, Mirkworth, so we'll just plop that down in Dunedain. So here we are in the keep of Dunedain. Finally, an Evendim ruin that has not been abandoned and is still being used by the rangers. Alright, in we go. He said to turn right as we entered the keep, so right we will go. Doesn't look like anything's being done up there. That's Elendil the Tall there. Look at him, that's majestic. We fought with Elendil the Tall, if you remember back to episode 1. Alright, mustering room, that's where we're headed. In we go. Alright, Léodan's here. Great. Time to speak to you, Léodan.
Megovanen.
It is good to see you again, Nauglir, but we seem cursed to meet always in sadness. The happier day of which I spoke in our last meeting, alas, has not yet arrived, and the days seem to grow darker still. Amarthiel has revealed herself, and sits now in judgment within the ruins of Annuminas. Her armies fight within the streets and beneath the shadows of the towers against the Dunedain. This much you know, but there is more about Angmar's new regent than is known to Calenglad and the rangers. I have written down much of the story in this letter. Read the tale and bring it to Calenglad so he may decide what can be done. You must do this with utmost speed, Nauglir, more than the city of the Dunedain rests upon our answer to Amarthiel's challenge. Alright, so we're going to bring Leodan's letter back to Calenglad. Can we read the letter? We can! Let's read it on our way. I have set this tale in writing so you will understand all the dangers that await not just Evendim, but all of Middle-earth, if the Dunedain should fail to stop Amarthiel's ambitions in Annuminas. The situation now seems grim, but it is with heavy heart that I must tell you these dark days are as nothing compared to the fate that awaits us all should Amarthiel succeed in the errand she pursues. Have you heard whispers of the champion of Angmar? Such was the title Amarthiel bore at the height of her master's power, and before her the good people of the north quailed. The armies of the Witch King marched behind her on Fornost, and Fornost fell. Much of her strength came from a ring, Nauglir, one of the lesser rings, as such things are counted, but still possessed of great power for evil. With Nauglir upon her finger, all who beheld Amarthiel lost any desire to stand against her. Some tried in vain to flee, while others set down their weapons, bewitched by her terrible beauty. All fell beneath her vicious blades, for Nauglir raised in the champion of Angmar a bloodlust. There would be no mercy for the fallen. And yet hope was born upon the winds. The coming of Eriador out of the south, and of Glorfindel from the east, signalled a change in our fortunes. Fornost was retaken. Something happened to Amarthiel during the Battle of Fornost, something her master never expected. The champion of Angmar was defeated. History does not record the name of the elf who laid her low, but beyond the guess that he was of Linden, but Amarthiel fell before his elf knives, and her ring was lost. Nauglir and Amarthiel vanished from all knowledge. The Witch King fled, his forces routed. But now Amarthiel has returned from out of the darkness, and worse, she has obtained a Palantir, one of the Seeing Stones of old. There can be no question. She will use it to learn the location of Nauglir, the ring she lost long ago. Perhaps she has already done so. That must be the focus of your attack, Calenglad. The Palantir must be taken from her. Amarthiel is a dangerous foe of herself, but if she reclaims Nauglir and strides at the head of her armies, the threat she poses will be magnified 100-fold. This must not be allowed to happen. That the city has fallen to her is tragic, but the Palantir must be recovered at any cost, even should it mean that the Dunedain lose Annuminas forever. I will ask my good friend to deliver this letter to you, but it is sadly all that I can do. My part in this tale has been overlong already, and I weep for it. Leodan. Wow, that is an intense letter. There you go. Okay, so hopefully that will mean
What do you need?
enough to Calenglad to take action. Leodan has written his thoughts down in a letter. Very well, let me see it. Leodan would ask me to abandon the city to Amarthiel if it meant reclaiming the Palantir from her? He does not know what he is saying. Goldir always spoke well of this elf, but now I must question his judgment. I will not leave Annuminas in the hands of the enemy. We will save both the city and the stone, Nauglir, or we will save neither. That is my decision. I can't say I'm surprised, Calenglad. Alright, let's continue. Forgive me my anger, Nauglir. It was not seemly. There is wisdom in Leodan's words, but you must see the danger of leaving Annuminas to the Angmarim. If we do not stop Amarthiel's ambitions here, beside Lake Nanuial, she will fortify the old city. Where then do you think her armies will go? Think of the Shire, a short march to the south, or of Trestlebridge to the east, already beset by orcs out of Angmar. We must turn the tide of battle in our favour, Nauglir, before we try to reclaim the Palantir. If we keep Amarthiel's attention focused on battles within the city, she will be forced to meet our challenges. She will have less time to use the Seeing Stone to find Nauglir. My friend, my heart tells me this is right, Nauglir. If you stand with us, speak with Rosaloth in Annuminas. She will tell you how fares the battle. Pass through Minathrank in front of the city, and you will come to the courtyard of Gwaelband. Rosaloth will tell you what you can do to help in this fight. Alright, so we have to head to Annuminas, which is a bit unfortunate because we really should have gotten the Stable Master inside Annuminas whilst we were questing here in Evendim, but we left to do epics, and that's alright. We will ride there now.
What can I
We're going
do
to take a boat to Men Arain, the Way of Kings, and then we will ride down into Annuminas. And hopefully it should be fairly uneventful, the ride, because we are well above level, and so we should not be interrupted by any enemies on the way. And so we just have a nice ride. Now guys, I wanted to talk a bit about the plans that I have for this series in the long term. seeing as we have a bit of time now, and I've been thinking a bit about it, obviously, at some point we will reach level 115, and that will be a good time, it'll be a good day, and that'll be our quest fulfilled. We're going to do all the epics on the way to there, and so we will continue with those. I think we're even going to do the epilogues of Volume 2, which I don't normally do, so that'll be new for me as well. And so, on our way, we're obviously going to be doing the epics. We're going to level up until we get to level 115, and so it's probably going to take us a while longer to get to 115, but at some point we will. And the question then is asked, what then will happen to this series? And I will say that this series will end once we hit 115. I don't really want to do daily videos after 115. Obviously, Nauglir will not be destroyed. He will still exist, and we will do instances with him. We will play the game with him. Well, these guys are high enough to fight us. Let's continue walking around. That guy's at level 49. What's going on here? Okay, we're just riding in through now to Annuminas, where we can actually get some help. Here is Gwaelband, and here is Rosaloth. Great. So yes, what I wanted to say was just, we will end the series when we hit 115, but that doesn't mean it'll be the end of videos about Nauglir. In fact, I'm probably going to stream things with Nauglir after that point, maybe even before then. Things like deeding, things like filling in some gaps with quests, that sort of thing. I will be streaming so that, yeah, we don't have to say goodbye to Nauglir, but I do want to leave some time to do some other videos on this channel, rather than keeping on doing daily videos of LotRO after Nauglir reaches at 115. But that won't be for a while yet, so don't have to worry about this series going away anytime soon. So, let's speak to Rosaloth. Let's continue on with our story. Hail, Nauglir. As you can see, the battle goes well. We've managed to secure Gwaelband from the forces of the enemy. The battle was fierce, but we were joined by a number of adventurers, and victory was ours. You want to speak with Fainaleg. He is coordinating our defences from Eckard Garthadir, a position we have thus far managed to hold. You will find it southwest of here, in a high level of the city. You are fortunate that we have taken Gwaelband. Now that the gate is under our control, you can gain access to the high level much more simply. You will just need to climb the short hill to the southwest, pass through the gate, and work your way south and west until you reach Eckard Garthadir. Otherwise, you will have quite a journey ahead of you. A long swim west to Gaeanon, and then a climb through the city. Alright, well that's... I'm glad that that is not the case. So let's head just south and then west, apparently. Since the gate is controlled by us. Looks like there's a friend of ours. Level 109. I don't think she will have any trouble in this zone. Alright, there are some Angmarim in here, but they are level 39, which is more than 8 levels below us. And so they do not attack us. Alright, this looks like Eckard Garthadir to me. And looks like, yes, we have the Horsemaster to discover, and now we can swift travel to and from Tinadir from here. Perfect. Okay, Fainaleg. Oh, you've also got a quest for us. What is this?
Would you do something for me?
Level... Oh, this is also a Vector 2. This is the forward for Volume 2 as well. Okay. So many people sending us back to Elrond. Not yet.
Be of service?
Alright. Welcome to Eckard Garthadir, Nauglir. I'm sorry you must see Annuminas thus, taken by Angmar, corrupted by Amarthiel. We will all do our part to drive them out. Listen now, for there is much to do and little time in which to do it. Alright, we're almost hitting level 49, guys. This is great. The battle for Annuminas. Here we go. Okay, we have had both gains and losses in the past few days, Nauglir, but we cannot hold out forever. We are stretched too thin, and Amarthiel simply has too great a force. Every position we lose brings us one step closer to utter defeat. I have need of your strength, Nauglir, and the strength of your allies. 2 of my rangers have repelled attacks on vital positions, and I worry that their strength may be faltering. Gwaelband has fought to drive the Angmarim from the port of Annuminas. North of here, upon the water, I fear that she cannot withstand another assault. So too is the situation for Torshirion, currently on the guard at Adanon, a small gate west of the docks that provides access to the western shore of Nanuial. Hurry now to Gwaelband and Torshirion, I don't know, and learn how stand their defences. While you seek them out, I would ask you to defeat any of the bow-wielding Angmarim archers you see within the city. These range attackers are extremely dangerous. and several of my brothers have fallen to arrows let fly from hiding. Alright, so off we go. The battle for Annuminas. Let's help reclaim the city, or at least fight for it. So off we go. And I think there will be ranged... Yes, these... No, these aren't. But these bowmen, yes, these ranged bowmen will be on the way to our direction, to our targets. So let's just finish these guys off super easy. Yep, 1 out of 8. There we go. That captain, not one, but this bowman. Let's take him on. Bam! 1 shot. Okay, this bowman is actually on level with us, or at least within 8 levels of us. So he'll be attacking us. Looks like we picked up a captain too. This will be no easy defeat. I think it will, mate. You are severely underleveled. If I can actually click my skill. There we go. Finished off in 1 blow. Oh, it would have been 1 blow. There we go. Got ourselves another bowman. Alright, that's 4. Is that 4 out of 8? There we go. Oh, we've got ourselves a loot box as well. Look at that. Close to killing him in 1 go. If we had crit, then it would have happened. There we go. Okay, that's 6 now. Looks like there are plenty of bowmen around, so not a worry. Oh, didn't get him. There we go. Okay, last bowman over here. Gone. Okay, so now we have to find our 2 people that we're helping out. Looks like this is the easiest one to get to first. Oh, I think we hit someone with... Just hit someone with true heroics there, that's alright. Wonder how we're going with our deeds, or we can check on our next ride. Okay, look at this. Dunedain. What's going on here? Why are you so scared? Look at this, the western shore of Nauglir. I'm not sure if you can get all the way around. It's not really a useful journey. There's nothing really there. Okay.
The shadow must fall.
The gate of Adanon is still defended, Nauglir, but I thank you for coming to see me. It has been some time since the last assault on the gate, and it is good to break up the boredom with a new face. The city will not long be in Angmarim hands, if you ask me. Oh, that's fantastic. So I guess we don't have to defend this gate. These guys are freaking out, though, for some reason. Pull it together, boys. Alright, we're going to mount up and ride to the docks to see if Guanil needs any help. There's a quest for us on the mini-map, but I don't think it's real. No. That's a long-standing bug. Alright, on the roof of this building. Whee! Now, I wondered, was this ever above water? I can't see why you'd want to build something like that underwater. But I guess maybe it wasn't. I think, did it have something to do with Foreshell? I seem to remember. Foreshell melting ice and the lake getting fuller. I'm not sure. It's all a metaphor for global warming. Never mind. Alright, here we are. We're almost at Guanil. Just at this next pier. That got us a bit of dread going next to that monument. Got our hope tokens if we need them. Alright, Guanil. Looks like there's been a bit more of a battle here than at the other... at Adanon, the gate.
What do you need?
Faint leg worries too much. I have everything in hand here, despite repeated Angmarim attacks on my position. I have not yet faced a force that was too great for me to handle. You expected something different? Interesting. That is interesting. Surely they would be trying to take the city back more heartily than they obviously are. So perhaps they are not acting as we expected. Very interesting indeed. Okay, so we're going to ride or swim back to whatever it was called. Ekad Garthadir. And we will, return there. But on our way, we will check out how... I keep pressing the wrong thing. Shift L. We will check out how our deeds are going, because hopefully we're getting closer. Okay, challenge. We still got to keep using that. We have to... I keep saying that. We're still 287 away from finishing that deed. Athletic. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're using sprint pretty often. So that'll continue on. Clobber, we're making progress. 207 out of 500. That's going well. Savage Strikes, again, also 221 out of 500. We don't use this skill very often, but we use it often enough that we'll get there eventually. We'll get there in the end. Flashing Blade, we're almost there with critically hitting enemies with Blade Wall. Only less than 50 to go, so that is very handy. True Heroics, only 19 uses to go, but the annoying thing with that one is it caps out at about 5 per day, so we can't really do that too quickly. Fight On, got to keep using that one, but we are making progress. 92 out of 450. And then Tight Grip, oh, we're very close. 7 more. Ferocious Strikes or Raging Blade, we use those skills a lot, so that'll be done quick, smart. And then Dire Need, Great Cleave or Controlled Burn, we're over halfway. That's great. Okay, we're making good progress.
Greetings.
You have my thanks, friend, and those of Guanil and Torcaron as well. I'm sure, despite their insistence that everything is under control. But now there is more work to be done. For the moment, our defense of Annuminas holds true. We need now to form a plan of attack. And that sounds good to me. But I'll tell you what doesn't sound good to me. Either of these pieces of gear. So, we're just going to take the Necklace of Ornin
Might I take a moment
so
of your
that
time?
we can sell it for silver. I think we have earned a small reprieve through your efforts, Nauglir. Battles still rage throughout the city, but it will be some time before Amarthiel can regroup and challenge our forces with the same intensity. We didn't really do that much. We must go on the offensive if we can, and to do that, we need information. Several positions throughout the city have changed hands numerous times in recent days, and it is my belief that these sites are of particular significance to Amarthiel. We will fight to reclaim them whenever possible, but ownership of these sites is as fluid as the shoreline of Nauglir, always in motion. I would ask you to journey to these volatile areas and defeat the minions of Amarthiel there, for some of them are sure to carry orders containing the future plans of her armies. If the Dunedain hold the site, look for corpses of the enemies killed in the fighting, and search for them for such orders. We need orders from these 3 locations, Nauglir. From the courtyard of Gwaelband to the northeast, where you encountered Rosaloth, from Clawhere in front of the pools of Glingant, east of Eckard Garthadir, and Menelband on the highest level of the city. Alright, so off we go. We've got 3 places to investigate. Marching orders. Yes, and off we go. So we are going to be, heading to these 3 places. The Dunedain fighting some of the Angmarim now, as they advance in. Alright, I think this is... Yep, here we are. I think this is Menelband, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Menelband, here we are. Okay, so up we go. And I think we're going to be collecting orders. There we go. That is what we're looking for. So, let's dismount. And, do some damage. Just using all of our deed skills first. And there we go. Raging Blades to start off. Felled them in one go. And the horn. Give us a bit of respite during the fight. We will fear nothing as well. Alright, there we go. Now we've got this orders recovered from Menelband to pick up. So there we go, we've collected the orders from Menelband. That was pretty easy. So now we have to go off to Gwaelband and Clawhere. So I think Clawhere will be first over here, and then we'll head up to Gwaelband last. Now these guys are quite strong. They are elites, I think. If I'm not mistaken. Maybe just signatures. Nope, they're signatures, that's fine. They are all threat linked. They did all come at the same time. Oh, we've got a spider weapon. No worries. Don't summon things on my watch. Should be a bit careful here. We didn't realise how low on health we were getting just then, but we should be fine. They are only level 40, for that matter. And we should be level 49 soon, which should mean that we don't lose any... Oh, don't get attacked by any random guys anymore. Here we are, orders recovered from Clawhere. Looks like the wardens are holding Clawhere currently as well. And now, just have to head up to Gwaelband. So off we go. Challenge really shouldn't be taking us that long to go through on the deeds. It's just because it recovers pretty quickly and we can use it most fights. So if we just remember to start most fights with the challenge, that'll be good. Who's this? Baradim the Just. He's riding through Annuminas. I like how the Angmarim do come in and attack the Dunedain, and the Dunedain go out and attack the Angmarim throughout Annuminas. It is quite entertaining to watch. Alright, down here to Gwailband, we're almost there. And we should... Yes, here are some orders. Perfect! The Wardens of Annuminas are holding this site as well. Alright, back to Fainaleg. And hopefully we should level up from this quest, get to level 49, and get ourselves a class trait point very handily. Now, depending on what the next quest is, we might end the episode here, guys. Just because we are coming up on half an hour, and don't want to get stuck in a long quest. But we'll see. If it's an instance, I think we'll leave it there. But if it isn't, then I'm sure we can continue, maybe? We'll see. Alright, Fainaleg, we have received the orders. What can you make of them?
How can I be of service?
You have done as I asked, but I am afraid these orders do not tell me much. They are written in the Black Speech, and I do not know enough of that fell tongue to translate them. I had thought to send you to one who could read such letters, but it seems that may not be necessary now. I have received word from Calenglad that fills me with hope. Our fortunes may be about to change, Nauglir. Well, that sounds promising. Let's take some morale potions, and also we've got some Lembas. And leveled up to 49. Okay, so, Calenglad has asked you to return to his camp on Tinadir, and you should go at once. I will say only this. The information we have received can be trusted. Amarthiel may have made a crucial error. If we seize this opportunity, the Dunedain may once again have the advantage, Nauglir. Annuminas could be returned to us within the week. Go to Calenglad with all speed, and you can judge the news for yourself. I will return to you the orders you collected. Calenglad may have need of them after all. Okay, so we're going to head to Tinadir, back to Tinadir. We have time to head back to Tinadir. We might not do whatever Calenglad asks us to do. Looks like the quests have gone down in level. This is a level... Oh no, we've gone up in level. Why did I think that? Anyway. We are now closer to on level than we were, which is very handy to do these quests. And we've got ourselves a trait point. So let us equip that. It's going to unlock our next side trait, our next passive trait, which is increases champion skill damage by 5% per fervor pip, and increases tactical mitigation by a rating per fervor pip. Rating is based on champion level. That is fantastic. So we get extra 5% damage per fervor pip. So we're going to get a bonus of up to 25% extra damage if we're on full fervor. That is fantastic. And to increase that effect, we're going to actually get another 15% or another 5% on our Great Cleave effect. So there we go. A double benefit. We'll apply those changes, and just to inspect that, we'll use Battle Frenzy and see what happens. Yeah, so 25%, 5% extra melee damage. Wait a minute. It says 5% per fervor pip, but it's only increasing by 1% per fervor pip. That's so rough. But it does give us some tactical mitigation. That is not on. That's not cool. Oh well. Dearie me. We'll bring these to Calenglad.
What do you need?
And yes, we are going to capture one of the men of Mordor, it seems. Okay, so we will read this, and then next episode we will do this quest with Calenglad. Fainaleg was right to send you to me so quickly, Nauglir. We've received information that could change our fortunes in the battle for Annuminas. One of our rangers, a good man named Torkirion, one of the ones we helped, overheard a number of Angmarim speaking near Adanon, the city gate on the western shore of Lake Nanuial. They spoke of Mordor, one of the Black Númenóreans sworn to Amarthiel, a fell sorcerer. Mordor is one of her cruelest lieutenants, and Torkirion knew to listen closely. Before the Angmarim moved beyond his hearing, Torkirion heard them speak of some urgent errand Mordor plans for tomorrow night. He will travel with a small retinue beneath the light of the moon to Howth Elendil. What he hopes to accomplish there, Torkirion did not learn, but he learned enough. This is our chance, Nauglir. This is our opportunity to gain the advantage in this battle. We must capture Mordor. Speak to me if you and your allies are willing to do this. Alright, and that is what we will do next episode, guys, because for now, unfortunately, we have run out of time. And so, that is going to be all for today. Before we finish up, let's just quickly do our single target trait. And it looks like, yes, after killing an enemy, we'll restore full fervor. And that is very helpful indeed. And so what we'll do, I guess, we'll get ourselves another critical chance for our strike skills, continue putting points into this line, and that is very handy indeed. There we go. Okay, single target has been updated as well. But yes, guys, that's going to be all for today. That's all we've got time for. Thank you guys heaps for watching this episode. If you did enjoy the episode of this episode of Simply Walking into Mordor, make sure you leave a like down below. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. There are new videos every day. And also, guys, if you have any comments, any questions at all, make sure you leave them down in the comment section. Make sure you leave your feedback about the new microphone audio system. Tell me which one you prefer. Alright, guys, that is going to be all. I guess I'll see you in the next one. So, as always, my name is Nauglir. It has been a pleasure playing with you, and I will see you tomorrow.